Sure. Thank you.
ಶುಭ ಮುಂಜಾನೆ. ರಾಗಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ರಾಗ, ರಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ರೋಗ. ಈ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂದು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾವಯವ 2023ರ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ವಾಣಿಜ್ಯ ಮೇಳ ಪೂರ್ವಭಾವಿ 2ನೆಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವಾಗಿದೆ. ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಆಹಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ ಪುನರುತ್ಥಾನ ಪ್ಯಾನೆಲ್ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಇಂದಿನ ಉದ್ದೇಶ. ಭಾರತ ಸರ್ಕಾರವು 2023 ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ವರ್ಷ ಎಂದು ಘೋಷಿಸಿದೆ. ಈ ಘೋಷಣೆಯ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶ್ವಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯು ಮತ್ತು 72 ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳು ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯವನ್ನು ಬಳಸಬೇಕೆಂಬ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ವರ್ಷವೆಂದು ಘೋಷಿಸಿತ್ತು. ಈ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ 2023 ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ವರ್ಷವೆಂದು ಘೋಷಿಸಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳೇನೆಂದರೆ ಆಹಾರ ಭದ್ರತೆ, ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ಪೌಷ್ಟಿಕಾಂಶ ಕುರಿತು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಅರಿವನ್ನು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಡಿಸುವುದು, ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಸುಸ್ಥಿರ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟವನ್ನು ಸುಧಾರಿಸಲು ಪಾಲುದಾರರ ಪಾತ್ರ, ಈ ಮೇಲಿನ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸಲು ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಮತ್ತು ವಿಸ್ತೀರ್ಣ ಸೇವೆಯ ಹೂಡಿಕೆಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸಿದೆ. ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಪುನರುತ್ಥಾನ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದ ಆಹಾರ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಧಾನವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಪುನಃ ಹೊಸ ಆಯಾಮಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಬಳಕೆಗೆ ತರುವುದು ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವರ್ಗದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯಿಸುವುದು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಗುರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಉದ್ದೇಶವಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಲು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪುತ್ರ ಜಿಟಿ ಆಯುಕ್ತರು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ಆಮಂತ್ರಿಸಿದರು.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಆಹಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಪುನರುತ್ಥಾನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಯಾನೆಲ್ ಚರ್ಚೆಗೆ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ತಿಳಿದಿರುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಭಾರತ ಸರ್ಕಾರ 2023 ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಈ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರ ಅಂಗವಾಗಿ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವ ಹಾಗೆ 2017, 18, 19ನೇ ಸಾಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಫೇರ್ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಫೇರ್ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಈ ಸಲನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದ ಪ್ರಯುಕ್ತ ನಾವು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್, ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ಯಾಲೇಸ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ತಿಂಗಳು 20, 21, 22ಕ್ಕೆ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದರ ಅಂಗವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಫ್ರೀ ಇವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು MS ರಾಮಯ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಫ್ರೀ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಇದು 2ನೇ ಅದರ ಭಾಗವಾಗಿ ಈ ದಿವಸ ಈ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮುಂದೆ 14ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಕೂಡ ವಾಕಥಾನ್ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆ, this panel discussion is being held to create awareness and healthy discussion about the use of millets and their nutritional and culinary aspects, general benefits and other value-added products among the stakeholders in the related field to spread message to the society. ಈ ದಿವಸದ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಕೃಷಿ ಸಚಿವರಾದ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಶ್ರೀ BC ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ನಾನು ಇಲಾಖೆ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಹಾಗೂ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ದಿವಸದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅರ್ಪಣ, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಮೌಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಮೆಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ಇವರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ದಿವಸದ ಈ ಪ್ಯಾನೆಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಗೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವ ಕೃಷಿ ಸಮಾಜದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀವನ್ಗೌಡ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವ ಶ್ರೀ ಕರುಣಾಕರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೀಡ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ, ಇವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ. I welcome all the participants, including dietitians, nutritionists, fitness experts, food bloggers, chefs, doctors, academicians. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ ದಿವಸದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವ ನನ್ನ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೂ, ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ.
On our behalf, we welcome Puthra sir, Director of Department of Agriculture. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಇಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಕಿರು ಪರಿಚಯ ಕೊಡಲು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಂದರ್ ವನ್ಲಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಆಹ್ವಾನಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Good morning, one and all present here. It is my proud privilege to stand before you to present the uniqueness of the today's program, Resurgence of Millets, in my plate. This is the second edition. The first edition was in 2019, where the panel discussion was organized by the Department of Agriculture, Govt of Karnataka, in association with the Department of Home Science, Mount Carmel College, and the same repeats this year too. We are also happy to share that our college is associated with the department for the 4th year, that is in NTF, National Trade Fair 2017, International Trade Fair 2018, 19, and now 2023. We are very happy. UN General Assembly in 2021 took a resolution to make the year 2023 the International Year of Millets. This resolution aims at promoting the nutritional as well as the ecological benefits of millets. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, on his weekly radio address Man Ki Baat on 27th August 22, he said, together we all have to make it a mass movement and also increase the awareness of millets among the people of the country. Karnataka is a pioneer state in the production of millets in India, and the commemoration has initiated from our state. We are very proud of that. Resurgence of millets, that is bringing back the millets to prominence, which was our staple to the plate with new dimension to expand its horizon to people of all walks of life, is the main objective and focus of this event. The pandemic has taught us many lessons. One such is eat healthy and eat right. The millets, considered as nutri-cereals, is powerhouse of nutrients also. Today's event is a unique event as it has gathered people from different strides of life to talk about the Hon'ble millets. Today, to create awareness and healthy discussions about the use of millets and their nutritional and culinary aspects, general benefits, and other value-added products among the stakeholders in the related field to spread the message to the society. Our eminent panelists consist of doctor, nutritionist and fitness expert, dietitian, chef, food industrialist, restaurateur, journalist, environmentalist, a sportsperson, film and theatre artist. The experts give their views and opinions about millets as they have experienced through and give their valuable inputs to today's discussion. Our participants panel discussion includes dietitians, nutritionists, fitness experts, food bloggers, food industry, chefs, restaurateurs, doctors, academicians in the related fields like agriculture, home science, food and nutrition, and also we have the officers from the Department of Agriculture, Government of Karnataka, and the powerful media crew with us now. Bringing experts as panelists who have marked in the society will have a great impact on society. The participants of the programs will have healthy discussion with the panel and take the inputs to reach their clients, customers, consumers, and at large, the community and public. Thank you.
Thank you for that small insight and introduction, Dr. Wali. Now we move on to the next step of the program. ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ದೀಪ. ನಮ್ಮ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚದೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚಲು ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಆಹ್ವಾನಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಶ್ರೀ ಶಿವನಗೌಡ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು, ಕೃಷಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸಮಾಜ, ಕೃಷಿಕ ಸಮಾಜ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜಿ.ಟಿ. ಪುತ್ರ, ಕೃಷಿ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರು, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅರ್ಪಣಾ, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಮೆಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ಕರುಣಾಕರ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ, ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸಾವಯವ ಮತ್ತು ಬೀಜ ಪ್ರಮಾಣಕ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ, ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಈ ಹಚ್ಚಿದ ದೀಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ತಟ್ಟೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಗರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೀದಿಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಹರಡಲಿ. ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಕಿರು ಪರಿಚಯ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಹುಟ್ಟೂರು ಯಲಿವಾಳ ಗ್ರಾಮ, ಸೊರಬ ತಾಲೂಕು, ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ. ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ BA ಪದವಿ ಓದಿ ಪದವಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದರು. 4 ಬಾರಿ ಶಾಸಕರಾಗಿ ಆರಿಸಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 20-20 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಕೃಷಿ ಸಚಿವರಾಗಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇವೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವರು. ಮಾನ್ಯರೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಹೀಗೆ ಈ ಮಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನೋಡುತ್ತೇನೆ ಎಂದು ಕನಸು ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ನೆನೆಸಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಕಿರು ತೆರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಹೆದರಿದ್ದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಟನೆಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮೆಚ್ಚಿದ್ದೆ. ಆದರೆ ನೀವು ಕೃಷಿಕರು, ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಪ್ರೇಮಿಗಳು, 20 ವರ್ಷ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಾಗಿ 40 ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಟಿಸಿ 5 ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರಗಳಿಗೆ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾಗಿ 15 ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರಗಳಿಗೆ ನಿರ್ಮಾಪಕರಾಗಿ ಅತಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಸಮಾಜ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಜೀವಾಂಗ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿರುವುದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹವ್ಯಾಸ ಓದುವುದು ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ರಿಯಾತ್ಮಕ ಕೆಲಸಗಳಾಗಿವೆ. ನೀವು ಸಚಿವರಾಗಿ ಈ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ನುಡಿಗಳನ್ನು ನುಡಿಯಬೇಕೆಂದು ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಮೇಳದ ಪೂರ್ವಭಾವಿ 2ನೇ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ದಿನ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿರುವಂಥ ಮೌಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಮೆಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಆದಂಥ ಅರ್ಪಣಾ ಅವರೇ, ಕೃಷಿ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾದಂಥ ಜಿ.ಟಿ. ಪುತ್ರ ಅವರೇ, ಕೃಷಿಕ ಸಮಾಜದ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂಥ ಜಿ. ಶಿವನಗೌಡರವರೇ, ಕರುಣಾಕರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೆದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ಪತ್ರಿಕಾ ಮಿತ್ರ ಸಹೋದರ ಸಹೋದರಿ, ಎರಡು 2017, 18, 19 ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ 17ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಮೇಳ, 18, 19 ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಮೇಳವನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿತ್ತು. 2018 ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾವನೆ ಭಾರತ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿತ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು UNOಗೆ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾವನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದರಲ್ಲಿ 21ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ 2023 ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ವರ್ಷ ಎಂದು UNO 72 ದೇಶಗಳ ಸಹಮತದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಈ ವರ್ಷವನ್ನ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ವರ್ಷ ಎಂದು ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಥಮವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ಮೇಳವನ್ನು ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದು ಈ ತಿಂಗಳು 20, 21, 22. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಮೊದಲು ಬಡವರ ಆಹಾರ ಅದಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರ ಆಹಾರ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರ ಆಹಾರ ಬಡವರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಬಡವರ ಆಹಾರ ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರಿಗಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾವೇ ನಮ್ಮೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿದ್ದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಯ ಆಳುಗಳಿಗೆ ರಾಗಿ, ಜೋಳ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ನಾವುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಳಿ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ರಾಗಿ, ಜೋಳ ತಿನ್ನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಾವು ಬೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದು ಆಹಾರ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಲಭೂತವಾದಂತಹ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ. ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪುನರಾವರ್ತನೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ. ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ, ಅದು ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ನಮಗೆ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪಾಠಗಳನ್ನ ಕಲಿಸಿದೆ. ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಳೆದ ವರ್ಷ ಬಯೋಪೆಕ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಜರ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ. ಹೋದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದೇಶಿಗರು ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಆಸಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ಆಮದುಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ಆಮದುದಾರರಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರಫ್ತುದಾರರಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೆಳೆದಂತರಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ಸಂಸ್ಕರಣೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಈ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಮೇಳವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರದೇಶದ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇವನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್, ಸಿಂಗಾಪುರ್, ಸ್ವಿಟ್ಜರ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದನೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಂದು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಕೃಷಿ ಇಲಾಖೆ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಮೌಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಮೆಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಗೃಹ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಸಹಯೋಗದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಪುನರುತ್ಥಾನ ಕುರಿತು ಪ್ಯಾನೆಲ್ ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿದೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಬಳಕೆ, ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧಿತ ಉತ್ಪನ್ನಗಳು, ಪೌಷ್ಟಿಕಾಂಶ ಪಾಕವಿಧಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿತ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲುದಾರರಲ್ಲಿ ಅರಿವು ಮೂಡಿಸುವ ಚರ್ಚೆಗಳನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದು ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂದೇಶವನ್ನು ನೀಡುವಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಕೂಲವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಚರ್ಚೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತ ಪ್ಯಾನೆಲ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಗ್ಲೈಸೆಮಿಕ್ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕರ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದು ಮಧುಮೇಹ, ಅಧಿಕ ರಕ್ತದ ಒತ್ತಡ, ಹೃದಯ ಸಂಬಂಧಿತ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ನಂತಹ ಸಾಂಕ್ರಾಮಿಕವಲ್ಲದ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಿಸಲು ಕೂಡ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಪ್ಯಾನೆಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಖ್ಯಾತ ವೈದ್ಯರು, ಪೌಷ್ಟಿಕ ತಜ್ಞರು ಫಿಟ್ನೆಸ್ ತಜ್ಞರು, ಡಯಟಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಬಾಣಸಿಗರು, ಆಹಾರ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೋದ್ಯಮಿಗಳು, ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ ಪತ್ರಕರ್ತರು, ಪರಿಸರವಾದಿಗಳು, ಕ್ರೀಡಾಪಟುಗಳು, ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರ ರಂಗಭೂಮಿ ಕಲಾವಿದರು ಕೂಡ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಪರಿಣಿತರು ತಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವದ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ಕುರಿತು ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎ.ಬಿ. ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಈಟ್ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ರನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಬುಲೆಟ್. ನಾವು ಹೊರದೇಶಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಕೂಡ ಐಪ್ಯಾಡ್, ಐಎಫ್ಒ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಘೋಷಣೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದ್ವಿ, ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್, ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್, ಫಾರ್ ಸೇಫರ್ ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟ್. ಇವತ್ತು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಯುವ ಜನತೆ ಪಿಜ್ಜಾ, ಬರ್ಗರ್ಗೆ, ಈ ಜಂಕ್ ಫುಡ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ದಾಸರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಪಿಜ್ಜಾ, ಬರ್ಗರ್ ಅನ್ನೇ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಿಲೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಯಚೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪಿಜ್ಜಾ, ಬರ್ಗರ್ ಏನೇನು ಹೊಸ ಇದು ಇದೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನವಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಾವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕೊರಲಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಳೆದ ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ವಿತ್ತ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಸೀತಾರಾಮನ್ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ರಾಯಚೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಿಲೆಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಕ್ಲೇವ್ ಅನ್ನ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ 25 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಕಿರು ಉದ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಆಹಾರ ಸಂಸ್ಕರಣಾ ಘಟಕಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 50% ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. 35% ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, 15% ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, 15 ಲಕ್ಷವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. FAOಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಬೆಳೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹವನ್ನ ಈ 6 ಬೆಳೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೈತರು ಬೆಳೀತಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೆಕ್ಟರ್ಗೆ 10,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿವರೆಗೂ ನಾವು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೆಳೆ ಬೆಳೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹಧನವನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ದಿಶೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಇದೆ. ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಯುವಂಥದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್. ಈ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ಮೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ವಿನಂತಿ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಯುವಕರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಈ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗುದು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಯಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ರಾಗಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ನೋಡ್ತೇನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಗಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ರಾಗಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ದೋಸೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನವಣೆ ದೋಸೆ, ನವಣೆ ಇಡ್ಲಿ. ನಾವು IMR ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಹೈದರಾಬಾದ್ಗೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಹಾರ ಸಂಸ್ಕರಣೆಗಳು ಮಾಡಿ ಆಹಾರ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಮುದ್ದೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ರೆನೆಸಾನ್ಸ್ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುದ್ದೆಯನ್ನ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಹೋಟೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಊಟ ನಮಗೆ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜನರ ಆರೋಗ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ, ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ಗೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಹೊರದೇಶಿಗರು, ಹೊರ ರಾಜ್ಯದವರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮವ್ರು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಳಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ತರಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಬೇಕರಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಯುವ ಜನಾಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ, ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರ ಆರೋಗ್ಯವನ್ನ, ಮುಂದಿನ ಈ ದೇಶದ ಮುಂದಿನ ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ಪ್ರಜೆಗಳ ಒಂದು ಆರೋಗ್ಯವನ್ನ ನಾವು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯುವ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇವತ್ತು ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಯುವ ಜನೋತ್ಸವ ಇವತ್ತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯುವ ಜನರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಯಾರು ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ನಾವ್ಯಾರು ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ 2ನೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಾವು 20ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಮೇಳವನ್ನ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ತ್ರಿಪುರ ವಾಹಿನಿ ಅರಮನೆ ಮೈದಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಕೃಷಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಸಿಂಗ್ ತೋಮರ್ ಅವರು, ಕೈಲಾಸ್ ಚೌಧರಿ ಅವರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಲ್ಬಾ ಅವರು, ಶೋಭಾ ಕರಂದ್ಲಾಜೆ ಅವರು, ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಚಾರವನ್ನು ಈಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಚಾರಗೊಳಿಸಿದರೆ ನಿಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಆಹಾರ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜನರ ಮನೋಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಫುಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿಗೆ ಬಡದಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿಗೆ ಬಡದಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಫುಡ್ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಆದರೆ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊರತೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೊಡೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆತನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದ್ರ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಸಹಕಾರ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಸಹಕಾರವನ್ನು ಕೋರಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮಗೇನು ಮೌಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಹಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದೀರಿ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭ ಹಾರೈಸಿ ನನ್ನ 4 ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಪ್ರೌಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಎ ಕಲ್ಚರ್. ನನ್ ಅದರ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಸಿರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಹಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಫ್ಲೋರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್. Our department is having a culture. I am proud to be a culture minister, that is agriculture minister. Thank you. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕಿಸಾನ್.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ನುಡಿ ಮುತ್ತುಗಳು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹದಾಯಕವಾಗಿತ್ತು ಸರ್. ನೀವು ಕೃಷಿಕರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಇಂದ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಒಂದು ದೈನಂದಿನ ಆಹಾರದ ಭಾಗವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ನಂಬಿ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಮಂಚದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ನುಡಿ ಮುತ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳುವರಿದ್ರೆ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಚರ್ಚೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಉದ್ಘಾಟನಾ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೃಷಿ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮೌಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಮೆಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Welcome back to our next session, panel discussion. I invite Dr. Sundravalli to introduce the moderator for the panel discussion, Dr. Shantha Maria.
Good morning, everyone. I feel very proud to introduce our former dean and my good friend, Major Dr. Shantha Maria. Dr. Shantha Maria had a wonderful career in Mount Carmel College for 32 years. And added to her feather, she was also our NCC officer and she got the rank as Major. So Major Dr. Shantha Maria. One thing very good about Shantha Maria is she has a very good command over the languages, both Kannada and English. And she also very fascinated to do lot of community work, especially in the field of nutrition and with children. So with these few words, you will see how she is moderating. So we welcome Dr. Shantha.
Thank you, ma'am. Next panelist, Dr. Mahesh. It's my privilege to introduce the first panelist, Dr. Mahesh, who is currently working as the consultant endocrinologist in Aster CMI Hospital, Hebbal, Bengaluru. To speak few words about Doctor, he has completed his MBBS graduation from Bangalore Medical College in 2003, did his MD in internal medicine from Indira Gandhi Medical College, Shimla, 2010. He also completed his DM and DNP in endocrinology in 2014-15 from CMC Vellore. His experiences include, he worked as a senior registrar JIPMER Pondicherry, as assistant professor of endocrinology at CMC Vellore, and in 2015-18 he was a consultant endocrinologist in Columbia, Asia, now Manipal Hospital, Hebbal. And one of the main feature about Sir is he was selected as one of the best endocrinologists in South India by India Today and Outlook magazine 2020. So I welcome Sir for the panel. Now, second panelist for the day is Dr. Nikita Suresh. I invite Dr. Dorothy Anthony, Department of Home Science, to introduce the panelists for the day.
Thank you, Lakshmi. I'm very happy to introduce Dr. Nikita Suresh, who was a student of Mount Carmel College. She is a nutritionist and Fit India ambassador. She is a freelance nutritionist, Zumba fitness and head nutritionist at the Tribe Fitness Club, and have volunteered in Child Rights NGO organization. Dr. Nikita has a PhD in Food and Nutrition from Bangalore University. She has won Karnataka Women Achievers Award in the year 2020 and Best All-Round Performer at Mount Carmel College in the year 2010. Dr. Nikita Suresh has published articles featured and cited in both global and regional newspapers and magazines. She has presented papers at national conferences on understanding diet and insulin. Madam has completed various projects and has memberships in Indian Dietetic Association and Zumba Instructor Networking.
Thank you, Dorothy. Next, I invite Dr. Sapna Dinesh from Department of Home Science to introduce Ms. Sreemathy Venkatraman for the panel discussion.
Good morning, all. It's my privilege to introduce Ms. Sreemathy Venkatraman. She is the Chief Dietitian at Trust Well Hospitals, Bangalore. She is the founder of Mita Ahara, Eat to Live Nutritional Consultancy. Ms. Sreemathy has over 33 plus years of experience in clinical dietetics. She has specialized in diet and health and disease from Northridge, PGDNT from Seattle Pacific University, certificate course on community nutrition and sustainable development from IGNO, and certified diabetic educator from UK International. Ms. Sreemathy is also a certified bariatric nutrition and certified ESPN in critical care nutrition and GI nutrition. She has several publications and book chapters to her credit. She is also NEC member, IAPE in India, Chief Program Officer of Risvagya India, Consultant Nutrition in Divine Mother and Child Health Program, Consultant Dietitian in Debra, India, Gut Health Dietitian of Dr. Digest Clinic, many more to go to her credit. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Sapna. Once more, Sapna, you have to introduce Chef Nimish Bhatia for the panel session.
it's a privilege to introduce you, sir. Mr. Nimish Bhatia is popularly known as Chef Bhatia. He has over 3 decades of association with culinary, F&B management and leadership management experience in leading world-class hotels and restaurants. His last assignment, or recent assignment, was as corporate executive chef for the Lalit Group as a functional head. He organizes several trainings for chefs across the city to develop culinary skills, improve operational practices, food safety and food cost management, etc. Added to his credit, Chef is a certified lead auditor on food safety management systems and qualified internal auditor for HACCP and ISO 900. He has several writings and publications to his credit. He has earned several awards for his contribution to Indian gastronomy. An award-winning chef, a respected leader for participative management, coupled with excellent skills in strategic, financial, technical, operational, and service skill. We welcome you, Chef.
Thank you, Sapna. Next panelist for the day is Mr. Vilas Bhargava. It's my pleasure to introduce the next panelist. Mr. Vilas Bhargava is the director, South Ruchi Square Organic Fine Dine Restaurant, which serve organic and millet recipes. They are having 8 branches in Bengaluru. They are privileged to have their own farm where they procure organic vegetables and will support their restaurants. Their organic produces include spices, wood press oils, ghee, etc. Welcome, sir, for the session. Next panelist for the day is Ms. Rasika Prashant. I invite Ms. Swati Reddy to introduce Ms. Rasika Prashant for the panel discussion.
It's my privilege to introduce Rasika Prashant, madam, to you all. She is the Chief Marketing Officer and co-founder of Tata Consumer Soulful Private Limited. After completing her MBA, she has worked for several companies as advertising planner and has a lot of experience in this field. They are also planning to expand their branches onto different countries across the globe. Thank you.
Thank you, Swati. Swati, once more you have to introduce. The next panelist for the day is Namita Gupta.
Namita Gupta, madam, is from the world of print media. She has been working for several media, for example, like Femina, Midday, Deccan Chronicle, Times of India, Art of Jewelry, and more since 18 years. And she is currently working as an editor for Provoke Lifestyle, South India's most famous one, #1 premier lifestyle magazine. Welcome.
Thank you, Swati. Next panelist for the day is Revati Kamat, Ms. Revati Kamat. Okay, she's on her way. We'll go to the next panelist, Ms. Bindu Rani, for the panel discussion. I invite Swati to introduce Ms. Bindu Rani.
Warm welcome to you, Bindu Rani, madam. She's an athlete and she has won many awards. To name a few, 8th and 9th Asian Junior Athletic Championship, she's won the silver medal. 10th Asian Junior Athletic Championship, bronze medal. 10th and 16th Asian Athletic Championship, she's won the gold medal. 2006, she has been awarded as the best sports person by Karnataka Olympic Association. 2015, Khel Ratna Puraskar by Junior Chamber International. 2018, Kannada Seva Ratna by Karnataka Rakshana Vedike. 2018, Sadhaka Ratna by Innovative Institution. 2019, Kempegowda Awardee by Bruhat Bengaluru Mahanagara Palike. 2022, Bhairavi Gaudati by Adi Chunchanagiri Mahasamstha Ma'am. Warm welcome to you, ma'am, and she's got a lot of certifications to her.
Thank you, Swati. The last panelist, Dr. Pavitra, our own Mount Carmelite. I invite Dorothy Anthony to introduce the panelists for the day.
It's my privilege to introduce Dr. Pavitra. Dr. Pavitra is a faculty in theatre arts with PhD in academic education through theatre. Madam is a national awardee for excellence in teaching theatre for more than a decade by Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Dr. Pavitra is also a gold medalist and an actress. She has acted in Kannada movie Four Walls as a lead actress. Madam is a member of Board of Studies and Board of Examination. She has presented and published papers on theatre in more than 20 international and 30 national conferences. Dr. Pavitra had been awarded the Women of the Year in 2018. Thank you.
Welcome all panelists for the session. Let's start our panel discussion. Over to you, Dr. Shantha, the moderator for the session.
Good morning to all of you. ಶುಭ ಮುಂಜಾನೆ. 10 ದಿಕ್ಕುಗಳಿಂದ 8 ದಿಕ್ಕಿರೋದು, ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10 ದಿಕ್ಕುಗಳಿಂದ 10 ವಿವಿಧ ವೃತ್ತಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಣಿತರಾದವರನ್ನ ಇಂದು ಕರೆತಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಮನೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ತಟ್ಟೆ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ತಟ್ಟೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಲು ಇವರ ನುರಿತ ನುಡಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಈ 10 ಜನಕ್ಕೂ we will keep to the same line as what they introduced, first, second and third, and ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಸಮಯ ಉಂಟು. 4 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳನ್ನ, ನೀವು ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಪುನರ್ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಲು ಏನನ್ನ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ನಮಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ. 4 ನಿಮಿಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ವಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಟೈಮರ್. ಮೋನಿಕಾ ಇಸ್ ಕೀಪಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಟೈಮ್, ಶಿಲ್ ಪುಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಆನ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಮತ್ತಿರುವ 1 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ಣಗೊಳಿಸಿ, ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಚರ್ಚೆಗೆ, ಸಭೆಗೆ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ನಿಯಮವನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಮಯವನ್ನ ನಿಗದಿತವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವವರಿಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಲು ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅರಿವಿಗೆ ಅವರ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಉತ್ತರವಾಗ್ತವೆ, ಅವರ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅರಿವಿಂದ ತುಂಬಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಪ್ರಥಮವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರಿಂದ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ನಾನು ನೆನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಅವರು ತುಂಬಾ ಹಿರಿಯರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನನ್ ಹಾಗೆ ತಲೆ ಕೂದಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳ್ಳಗಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಬಂದು ಈ ಸಣ್ಣ ಯುವಕ ನನ್ನ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ಪಿಸಿಕೊಂಡ ಚಿತ್ರಕ್ಕೂ ನೀವಿರುವುದಕ್ಕೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಅಜಗಜಾಂತರ ಅನಿಸ್ತು. So nice to see a young doctor with so much of accomplishments. Over to you, doctor, to give your views on to give your views on resurgence of millets on plate. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you organizers for inviting us here. ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಸಿರಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೇ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಬರೋದು ರಿಚ್ನೆಸ್, ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಪ್ರೆಷಿಯಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಿನ್ನೋ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅಂತ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಇದ್ರೂ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ 2017 ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು 2019 ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಯಟಿಷಿಯನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ ಲಂಚ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಐಟಮ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. One of the major drawbacks of millets in terms of having it used in our own places is the cooking ಮಾಡೋ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸರಿ ಕುಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ತಿನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಹೆಸಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ತಿಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅರ್ಧ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ತಿಂತೀವಿ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಗಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಮುದ್ದೆ ಅಥವಾ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಜೋಳ ಅಂದರೆ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು, ಸಜ್ಜೆ ಅಂದರೆ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೇನೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ತಿನ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಅರಿವು ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನು ಜನರು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅದರ ರೆಸಿಪಿ ಇದೆ, ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ organicsmillets.in ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರೆಸಿಪಿ ಸಿಗ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನಾನೇ ಅದು 2019 ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಪೇಪರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು organicsmillets.com ರೆಸಿಪೀಸ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಭಾಷೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುವಂಥ ಭಾಷೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಬಾಜ್ರಾ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೇ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ದ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಕುಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಎಷ್ಟು ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ದಿನ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಹಿಡಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆನ್ ಆನ್ ಆವ್ರೇಜ್ ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ 21 to 22 days ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಟು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಟು ದ ನ್ಯೂ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಫುಡ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು 3 weeks ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ದಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಸೇವನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಮತ್ತು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 1 meal. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 21 days only you increase it to second meal, and then after another 21 days you can increase it to all 3 meals you can use, and never use a single type of food in all 3 meals, whether it is rice, wheat or a single millet. ಜೋಳನು 3 ಸರಿ ತಿನ್ನೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ರೈಸ್ 3 ಸರಿ ತಿನ್ನೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ರಾಗಿ 3 ಸರಿ ತಿನ್ನೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ಗೋಧಿ 3 ಸರಿ ತಿನ್ನೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಯಾಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್, ಆಸ್ ಎ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪೇಷಂಟಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಆ ಕಾಯಿಲೆನ ಆ ಮೊಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರತು ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಿ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೀಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್. You can give health only if they change their nutrition. So, very, very long ago, let thy food be thy medicine anta helidare. So, today food is also a poison because the way we are consuming it is such that it is increasing. Unfortunately, the number of people with diabetes and obesity between the age group of 25 to 35 is increased tenfold in the last 30 years. Which is very, very dangerous, and there is only one reason for that. It is hereditary, not genes, hereditary habits. I will give you just a simple example. My father used to walk. He was able to travel in a cycle when he was only 20 plus. Then he started traveling in bus, and then afterwards he got a scooter, then a car, and now he has a driver who can take him. Today I can get a car with a button in my hand. So the amount of changes that have happened, in the same way food that used to take time to cook and eat is now you can get instant cook, instant mix. So we need to change our habits to what it was 30 years ago so that we can inculcate the same thing in our children, and we have to start with children. My last word is, unless it comes in textbooks, about 1 page on millets will make a huge difference in giving us good health. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Well said. Food is medicine, food is also a poison. So resurgence in the right way, so that it's not a poison but a medicine or protective food for life. So next we go to Dr. Nikita Suresh. Yes, over to you, Nikita.
afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. So thank you so much for the introduction. And firstly, I would like to say that millets is a part of my lifestyle. I regularly consume millets, and I have seen benefits personally. And I made sure that it's part of my diet recommendations as well. To give you a brief history, I've been taking fitness classes for the last 12 years now. And one thing I've noticed is all my clients, whether it is for Zumba fitness classes or whether it's for nutrition consultation, majority of them have come to me specifically for weight loss. Of course, there is a few who have specific health issues like either diabetes or PCOS, hypothyroidism, or other conditions, but the majority have always been weight loss. But over the years, it has become even more specific. They specifically ask for either fat loss or increasing their muscle mass or generally increasing their exercise performance. They want more energy to work out or they want to lift heavier weights. So their goals have become even more specific. And with more specific goals, the diet plans have also become specific. And I've noticed that in their dietary recap, millets were hardly consumed. They were not aware of millets and especially were not aware that even ragi was a millet, though ragi was consumed in their dietary recap. So I made sure that I introduced them to millets slowly. But one big benefit I noticed is because the diet plans are so specific, adding millets helped with increasing their variety and breaking the monotony of the diet plan. And millets being high in fiber was very beneficial for those clients looking for fat loss. And millets also being a good source of protein was also beneficial in clients looking for increasing their muscle mass. So whether it was for weight management, weight loss, or whether it was for weight gain, both ways millets have been hugely beneficial. And talking specifically about protein and not just related to fitness, as we grow older, as we age, our muscle mass declines. And it's very important that we make sure our protein requirements are met, especially for elderly. We have to make sure our muscle mass is maintained. So adding millets to their diet is very useful in making sure they are able to increase their protein requirements because our diets are largely carbohydrate based. And another factor I've introduced to my clients is pre-workout snacks. And those are millet based. For example, millet chikki, millet laddu, or even rajgira laddu, or that's amaranth laddu, or even millet muesli. These are great pre-workout snacks and they have helped clients with increasing their energy during their workouts. And simple meals like a millet pongal or a millet bisi bele bath, these are really good meals for post-workout nutrition as well. And this is how it has helped my clients, especially taking into consideration their fitness aspect. So this initiative from the government of Karnataka to increase the awareness of millets, the health benefits, I feel on the long run is going to increase the quality of life of the general population as well. So thank you so much, and it's a wonderful initiative.
Thank you, Namita. It's wonderful to see that you're able to control fitness, take care of the elderly, at the same time give energy to those who require energy. Now we go to the next person, Ms. Sreemathy. Ma'am, over to you.
Good afternoon all. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's great to know that nutri-cereals are being promoted, especially in Karnataka where it is very common. Already namge gottu ragi ide, jola ide, navne ide, ellarge gottu idu millets adu daily upayogisbeku anta. But the thing is, it is also cool to have millets. It's gluten-free, it is ancient grains, you put any hashtag you want. So we need to promote it as clinical dietitians and nutritionists over here. It is also cool. So we need to know how to bring it to the youth, to the back. So when we say childhood obesity is on the rise, and recently there was about 6 months ago when the school was reopened after COVID, there were some tailors who were saying that 2 to 4 inches of waist has increased in the same age group for the past 2 years. So childhood obesity is, so we need to start from the youth. As the doctor said today also, there is a youth festival the Honorable Minister was mentioning. So we need to start from young. From the point of view from a clinical dietitian, and also saying that 10 to 20%, it's not just quinoa alone. It is also a millet which has about 10 to 20% protein. The other one is the fiber. ನಾರಿನ ಅಂಶ ತುಂಬಾ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನಾರಿನ ಅಂಶ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಗಳು ಬರಲ್ಲ. Already we have told that Agni is very important. We need to keep our digestion very good. Then we can prevent many diseases. The fiber content of millets, whether navne agli, jola agli, even same, varagu, whichever you want to use, it is very, very high. It is about 10 to 20% of fiber. So already the ancestors know how to do it. If a 6 months old of a Karnataka ragi sari is the one that is very commonly used. If a 6-month-old can digest a millet, definitely any age group can digest a millet. We need to create awareness by giving recipes saying that you can soak it, you can germinate it, you can process it in a proper way, not ultra processing, but the way you grind it, the way you soak it, germinate it, where the digestive enzymes is more. So we also need to appeal to the people over there with its color. Chef is here, so with its color, the flavor, the aroma, I think just by seeing it, the gut and the brain is connected, just the aroma. And then, yes, it is something very tasty. That is what the message goes, I'm sure. And definitely, it is very rich in antioxidants because nature has made every grain in a different color. So when you see that the different color antioxidants, excellent for neurons. So you can name it, and definitely these ancient grains are the first thing that we need to promote it. Coming back to the digestibility of it, when people ask me, illa madam adu ashtu digest agalla namge tumba difficult ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಉಪ್ಪಿಸ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, then the way you cook it, that is what is more important. So we can introduce it 3 times a week and then try to do it. One more misconception out there is thyroid. When people are saying that namge hypothyroid ide, ನಾನು ಮಾತ್ರೆ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, that is not true. It is a myth. So we need to educate the right thing, and we need to start it from the youth across all ages. So if a 6 months old can digest it, definitely across all ages can digest it. It is great for prevention of disease, management of disease, and definitely food is medicine. Let us heal with food, and millets is a cool grain. Thank you.
Millet is a cool grain. It's just that you have to give it in the right way. A 6-month-old baby to a 60-year-old young person can survive or enjoy millet recipes. Thank you, ma'am. Over to our chef, Chef Nimisha Bhatia. Sir, your culinary expertise on this topic, sir.
Hello, everybody. It is so wonderful here that I always learned that food is a reason to connect. And today we are connecting with so many people with so many ways of life. So there is a chef, there is a doctor, there is an athlete, there is an actor, and there is a restaurateur and educationist. Fantastic. I think the most happiest person could be a chef. Because we are talking about celebrating food. And one part of it, of course, celebrating millet, because millet is now already a rock star. When the United Nations made this year is the year of millet, our chefs associations are talking about sustainability, and millet we are talking as a great grain. This punch of 8, as I think the minister also was talking about, this punch of 8. This punch of 8 is the powerhouse of nutrition, as I hear from all of you, but I will tell you the chef's aspect for it. And as a chef, being in commercial industry, we always learn to find something new. So we were earlier finding new recipes to please people, because we always believe regular is boring. You know, like 1, 2, 3, 4 is boring, so regular cuisines are boring. And there is an end to it, because there is a geography, there is a culture, you could find things, you could see various culinary practices of people making food in various styles. Now there was a question that where do we find a new ingredient? So here it is. And but we look back, and when the whole world was talking about millets, And as some people said, that millets are not tasty and we have to make it somehow there. Last decade back, something like this came as kunwa, which is not from India and from Peru and South America. It became the worldwide hero, and there was a big craving for people to have kunwa. Not many people even could pronounce kunwa or knew the taste of kunwa. It's kind of amaranth, but kunwa was the desire. So why not millet? And this is not even one. This has got about half a dozen or about a dozen different grains which can be cooked together indigenously, or they can probably mimic into one another. And it is not necessary that you have a singular millet preparation. It could have a multi-millet preparation. You could use fox millets to pearl millets to little millets in forming many things. And yes, there are, whenever you find something new from the taste and palate perspective, I feel you need to give it awareness. You need to create that high. And so that's what the chefs of the world are probably doing now. And you may not get many things as millet exclusively, but you may get a dosa with added millet. You may get a cornflakes with added millet. Just now the lady was talking about heavy snacks on granola bars or such. So they could be added millet. Well, I think it should be acceptable, because if you cannot have the taste buds, you need to have acquired taste buds to that. You can always take into a smaller quantity and then it becomes big. I just learned, doctor was telling about, you need some time for your body and it should get accepted to your taste and digestion. So we cannot start ourselves, which we are about 50, 40, 30, 20 years old. It has to start from day one. And now if we start with a lot of young people who are coming up, so it could be in a form of a papadam, it could be form of a RTE, RTC, whatever. And smaller things like, even a poha, even a upma, which is coming into various forms. Now if it comes in a millet and it is given as a fancy food, it is very much acceptable, and that's what goes on. So I would say this is like manna from heaven which is coming. Because the government is supporting, United Nations is supporting, whole world is supporting, and personally I feel it is between heart and brain. The brain says, oh, nutrition value, oh, this, that. Heart says, maybe later, maybe next time, maybe let me find a better variety. I want to eat a different food. That's what I think we all chefs today are trying to find a new recipe for you. Some things I will just finish in just a couple of seconds more. I was just thinking to tell you about this. Is just to find a new recipe. Also to reiterate to old times. I just learned some time back, one of my fellow chefs, he had researched on Indus Valley civilization. And that time there were a lot of millets which were eaten. And they were not as heavy as what we find them today, because they were into fermented forms in sauces as such. Though we don't know their recipes, what they were doing, but we try and researching. And I think this would be an hour to coming times. Not only to chefs, but everybody who's in diner. This would be a new ingredient until you find another one. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you for calling it as manna from heaven, sir. So the connotation of the word manna has a lot of religious and historical background. Now manna has arrived, our chef has cooked, now we are moving it to our hotelier who's going to market it to our customers. So how do you take it forward, sir?
Thank you, ma'am. It's a privilege to be part of this Millet and Organic 2023. And very happy that the Government of India has announced International Millet. This is a great opportunity. ನಮ್ಮ ರೈತ ಮಿತ್ರ ಬಾಂಧವರಿಗೆ ಇದೊಂದು ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ. ಹೇಗೆ ಈ ಬೆಳೆನ ನಾವು ಭಾರತ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇವಾಗ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಸೌತ್ ರುಚೀಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ 2015 ಲೇಟ್ 2015 ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. 2016 ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ ಫುಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಮೆನ್ಸ್, ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದರ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್. ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸು, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಮಿನರಲ್ಸು ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಡೈಲಿ ನಾವು ಯೂಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಬಿಸಿಬೇಳೆಬಾತ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಖಾರಾಬಾತ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ದಾಲ್ ಕಿಚಡಿ, ತುಂಬ ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬ ನಮಗೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೇ ಥರ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ನೂ 5 ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ಗೂ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನೇ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸೋಣ ಅಂತ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್, ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಸಾವಿರಾರು ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಡೈಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಟರು ತುಂಬಾ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇದು ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ನಮಗೆ ಇದು ನಾವು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಲೈಕಿಂಗ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ವೇರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದೊಂದು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅದನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅದೇ ತರ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಯಂಗರ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ನ ಫುಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ನಮ್ದೇ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಅದು ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಜೊತೆ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್
ಯು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ. ನೀವು ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆನೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹೋಟೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ರುಚಿಯನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಯುವ ಜನಾಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸೆಳಿಬಹುದು. ಅವರು ಅವರ ಕೋಕ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಪಿಜ್ಜಾ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮದನ್ನ ತಿಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು, ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕ್ಕೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು, ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು, ಪ್ರಜೆಗಳಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಸಂತೋಷ. So next we move on to Miss Rasika. Your word on the topic today. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for having me on the panel. I think it was really nice to listen to everybody speak, because 8 years back, that is the journey that Tata Soulful started on. We were in the US and we heard we all had very, very comfortable roles or jobs after we passed our MBAs, where we knew the entire quinoa wave was happening in the western part of America, because it was coming from South America. And when we look back at the nutrition table, we realized millets had the same nutrition value that quinoa had. We had to move back, we wanted to move back to India to give back to the India story, and nothing felt more compelling than millets, because we said if we actually can make a difference to the way people ate in India, it would make a big difference in the future. 8 years back, at that point in time, all we knew was that, in India we consume rice and wheat, because when the Green Revolution happened, it was about curing for hunger satisfaction. Today what India needs is nutrition satisfaction. And exactly like doctor said, if you want to make a change about the way people eat, what is important is to make a change about the way kids eat. And all Indians believe in the nutrition value of millets. Our forefathers ate it, our grandparents ate it. But what was the challenge? The challenge was it was not available in forms and factors that we like to consume it in. So we set out on the journey. So in marketing we believe one thing: if you want to make a change, give the consumer what they want, get into their lives and offer them something that attracts them. And in the Indian consumer, what appeals the most is taste. So we set out on this journey of saying taste first, health forward. And we started making millets in forms like breakfast cereals, snacks, mueslis, oats 8 years ago. At that point in time, ragi was called ragi in Karnataka, it was called nachni in Maharashtra, it was called mandya in Orissa. Even the education that it was the same grain was not there. We said 3 most important things. We needed to bring millet in the form at a price point that the consumer likes, and that endeavor got fulfilled when we got acquired by Tata last year, where we launched a competition product to Kellogg's called No Maida Chocos, where Chocos is the most chosen breakfast cereal for children. We launched it at a price point of ₹10. It has 41% millets in it. It's available today in 5 lakh stores across the country, even in 10 lakh plus towns. That is where you're making a true difference to the way the Indian consumer eats. It's about solving for the problem. Today, last 6 months back, Sapola has a product called Masala Oats. We launched Masala Oats Plus. It has jawar, navane and oats, again at ₹15, available across all stores in the country. So the challenge that everybody is saying, that why did people not start consuming millets? Because it was not available in a format where there was a lot of work involved. Otherwise, like correctly ma'am said, the first weaning food which is given to a 6-month child, which is recommended by a doctor, is millets. But what happens to that child after 2 years old? Why doesn't the mother give it millets? Because today the child has a say in what they eat. So at Soulful we have a very popular saying. We have a product called Ragi Bites, which has ragi outside and chocolate inside. It's the mother outside and the child inside. So while the mother feels guilty that am I giving my child packaged food, we are saying we have no preservatives. And if the child is like, my mother is not giving me what I want, today that conflict is sorted in the morning. The mother is like, please eat ragi bites because it has ragi in it. And the child is happily asking for one more packet. It's about educating the consumer with what they want, how they benefit, what is it that they like. So you go test, taste forward, health will automatically seep in. And I think another endeavor that we brought about, which Chef was saying, is make health fun. It doesn't have to be a white and green color packet. It needs to be fun. It can be a snack, it can be a smoothie, it could be a breakfast cereal, it could be in bright colors. It could, like the way organic and millet fare is very fun, right? You have a millet magu, you have a millet maga, there is a food court over there. So another thing that we did 7 years ago was, we realized that just launching products was not enough. We started working with the government, with IIMR, and we said that let's bring about a change in the way the government looks at millets. We were very proud last year when all the white paper work that we did actually realized, and the government announced 2023 as the International Year of Millets. It's a big mission, and now we go state to state, working with ministries, trying to promote millets. One of the biggest endeavors is where the Hockey World Cup is happening in Orissa today. Millets is a very, very big mandate over there. To see the Orissa government promoting it, to see the central government promoting it. Last week, we had Mr. Jaishankar, who actually presented millet to a bunch of ambassadors. So we served the entire Tata Soulful range in the Pier Hotel in New York because he said we want to take millets global. So our next endeavor is we are launching millet, mainstream products in United States and in UK, all on the main shelf. So it's let's take India to the global scenario. We've adapted enough Western culture.
Thank you, Rasika. That was great. Your marketing skills, your knowledge of how the customer should get what he should get, challenge between what the child wants and the mother being satisfied. It was a wonderful blend of knowledge and culture. So next we go on to Namita Gupta. Ma'am, over to you. Your knowledge on how print and your blogging could influence our millet population.
Thank you, Namaskara everybody. I wish the minister had stayed back, but he had a busy schedule. And Rasika, kudos. I'm very impressed with what you're doing. I totally agree, millets should be presented in a fun manner. I've been in Bangalore for so many years, but we've always been eating rice and wheat. Why didn't we have millets earlier? We had it, but somehow, it wasn't really promoted the way it is, and thanks to the government of Karnataka and the national government and the UN for really making it the year of millets 2023. I feel personally, as an influencer and a part of a media fraternity, it is also my responsibility to spread the right kind of message. And there was a time, yes, we wrote about fast food and quinoa, of course, and we were always wondering, quinoa is there, it's at a very high price point, and there is millets, which is very inexpensive. It has the same kind of benefits, then why aren't we promoting millets? So it's time, and I'm so glad that it's finally happening. There was a time when my friends are here, Caro is here, Rupa is here, and they introduced me to millets initially when millets was not popular, and I introduced it at home to my husband and my kids, and they were like, we don't like the taste, what are you doing with it? So I sat down with the chefs, I learned the right kind of recipes, I made sure I made it tasty, and very soon, it was once a week millets in my house. People started, taking it in a way that, okay, fine, let's take it because it's healthy. But very soon it became tasty, and we also got millet chickies and millet snacks in various forms, which was very welcoming. And my friends started introducing it in their homes, and soon we made it twice a week, and then it was thrice a week. And we're now really enjoying eating millets. It fills you up, and it's very diverse. You can play around with it. You can do continental dishes, you can do South Indian dishes, you can eat it as a porridge. It's just very interesting. So not taking too much of your time, but thanks for giving me this platform, and I would like to take an oath that being part of a band, being part of Karnataka and living here for the last 30 years, I think it's high time we take it as our responsibility to promote the grain in as much best way possible. So I am doing it on my social media, on my print media, and I would urge everybody here to do it in their own little ways. Go out, talk about it, eat it. Like you say, charity begins at home. If you're not eating, then how can you talk about it? So go cook it yourself, only then you'll know. In fact, I was talking to chef, I told him, give me some new recipes. I've finished, eating the dosa, and give me some new recipes. I want to try it in different ways. And he said, yeah, sure. We are always experimenting, and it's time that we all introduce protein, fiber, minerals, calcium. There's so many benefits. I think there are 1,000+ benefits. We all know that. It can help in not just cure illnesses, but also it's also good for your hair and skin, is what I hear, which is something new to me. I mean, I didn't know this earlier. So why not just add it to your food and make your lifestyle better? Let's millet. Thank you.
Thank you for those words, ma'am, and your experience on how you brought in millets into your family is wonderful. But we also want you to use your social media and your blogging spot to take it further. So all those kids and young ones who follow you would inculcate it into their life. So your skill will go into it. Now next we move on to Bengaluru. Yes, ma'am, your views on millets resurgence on my plate.
Thank you. It's my pleasure sharing the platform with such dignitaries. As a sports person, as an athlete, millets always had played a huge role in my lifestyle. Since coming from a background, Karnataka bandu ille iddu hutti beldu ragi ganji nanna prati divsada probably ಹುಟ್ಟಿದಾಗಿಂದ 6 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮ್ಮ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಅದೇ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 6 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ರಾಗಿ ಗಂಜಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. This has been a lifestyle for me, and when I started back as an athlete, this has always been there. But when I got back into coaching, that's the first thing I always want to introduce to my athletes. Since ನಾನು ಡೀಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 15, 16, 17 years ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ತುಂಬಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ. So ಈ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ and the younger category like around 10 to 14 years. So from almost 10 years to 17 years kids, ರಾಗಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಅಸಹ್ಯ. ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಕಲರಿಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಇದು ಕಪ್ಪಗಿದೆ ನಾನು ಕುಡಿಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮನೇಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು ಸಹ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಮ್ಮ ಇದು ಬೇಡ. And the first thing, since sports, it happens to be like this, since they have to come in and they have to hear me working out for 2.5 years, 2.5 hours, continuous workout irutte, and it's a high intense workout. It never gets easier for them. It gets tougher as they get into the higher levels. So the first thing, initially when the kids walk into me, the first thing is like, ma'am, what should we give our child? ಬಂದಿದ್ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನನ್ನ ಮಗುಗೆ ಏನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ಲಿ, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆನೆ ಏನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಓಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರೆಡ್, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಾಲು. ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮಗು 1 or 2 laps they can manage probably for an half an hour, 45 minutes, then they start throwing up. And this, I have seen it for almost, it's the 8th year into coaching, and anything this happens, one child if I take up and the child would have thrown up just by having a milk or a bread, white bread, and the kid will start throwing up and they'll start hating sport. That's the first thing they'll think, they eat something wrong, they come up there and they throw up and they blame it on sport. Illa, this has made me to throw up. They don't take it to the way that what they've had it, actually what they made them to be like that. So when I had a talk with my dietitian, she said, why don't you introduce what you do it? Start them giving ragi. Shuru madi. ನೀವೇನು ತಿಂತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೊಡಿ, ಆಗ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಷನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ swear by 100% I've seen a progression with every child who walk into me. They don't throw up now. The first thing, they work out with whole energy for 2.5 hours. Their carbohydrate level is really high. And post workout, what we go on is with them bread with again spread of protein there, like peanut. And that bread is where I would demand the people here, I would, if it's had with the millet mixed in it, could be really helpful, because we definitely need a carbohydrate intake in that also. It can't be only highly loaded with proteins. Again, it gets very difficult for them to digest, and that's again, the problem with the bloating. And again, when they come back for the evening workout, it gets tougher for them. So on this note, millets have always played a huge role. Last time when we were at the Kalo India, it was very delightful to see millets had made a place there. Because the whole thing which was at Chandigarh, athlete is not here, or should I agree for it, we were very surprised to see, ma'am, she came running, and she's like, you know what, I can see a millet there, come let's go try it out. That's the best part, the millets has made it into the sporting fraternity also, and we welcome that, because we have a pre-workout, post-workout, and we have the millet bars available now, which I recommend. Most of my athletes have the millet bars in their bags when we go on for the competitions, because most of the time we will not be having a proper meal because of the region or wherever we are staying and because of schedules. But millet bar, one bar, and we would be having like around 45 minutes break after each run or after each event. And I would recommend them to take one bite there, which make them to sustain. The glucose level is there within them. And later on, they would be able to take up their workouts properly, and they come back and they want something light, easily digestible, yet fulfill their whole needs, what we require for the body. So this is something I find millet is doing its justice there. And as an athlete, I would recommend that every sports person should definitely get this in the form where we see, morning times we see, we go for the oats. I would definitely, none of my athletes have oats at the mornings, at least not the 50. I almost train 50 plus athletes. Definitely there is no oats in their schedules. So I proudly say that millets has made its way in our training programs, and I would recommend that in another coming years, that other sportsmen and other games also take it up very seriously. Easily, kaigetko daradalli namak sikta ide. Ade ರೀತಿ ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆ ಇದರ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ, because sport is high expensive, and this is making a way easier for us even in a form of expenditures. Thank you so much.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಗಿ ತಿಂದು ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಟ್ಟಿಮುಟ್ಟಿಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಓವರ್ ಟು ಪವಿತ್ರ ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರ, ನಾಟಕ, ವೇದಿಕೆ, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ನಿನ್ನ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ರಿಸರ್ಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ವೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣನೇ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀಯ ಪವಿತ್ರ ಅಂದರು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ಒಂಥರ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜು ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜು. ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾತಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಒಂದೊಂದೊಂದೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು. ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನೂ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ಕತೆ ಅದೇ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಐ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಮುಂದೇನು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಚಿಕ್ಕವಳಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಕಪ್ಪಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ರಾಗಿ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟು. ಇಟ್ಟಂ ತಿಂದಂ ಬೆಟ್ಟಂ ಕಿತ್ತಿಟ್ಟಂ, ಇಟ್ಟಂ ಬಿಟ್ಟಂ ಕೆಟ್ಟಂ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಹೇಳೋರು. ಇಟ್ಟನ್ನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುದ್ದೆಯನ್ನ, ರಾಗಿ ಮುದ್ದೆಯನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟವರು ಕೆಟ್ಟರು. ಇಟ್ಟನ್ನ ತಿಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಟ್ಟನೇ ತೆಗ್ದಿಡ್ಬೋದು ಪಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ನೋರು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಳಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆನೆ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ತಿಂತೀವಿ ಆ ಕಲರ್, ನಾವು ಆ ಕಲರ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ ಇನ್ ಮೈ ಕೇಸ್. In my school, every day they would ask what you ate for breakfast, and you would tell ragi mudde. Adikke nee colour. That's why you are this color. And so many of my cousins who were fair would tell, we are not going to touch ragi or any other millets because our color aagbiಡ್ತೀವಿ anta. So it's just maybe a misconception or whatever it is. But as I was telling, ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅದರ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್, ಅದರ ಏನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಡೂ ನಾಟ್ ಟಚ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೇನು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೇನು ಅಂತ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದ ರೂಟ್ಸ್. ಯಾರು ಬೆಳೆಯೋದು ಬೆಳೆನ, ಆ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಬೆಳೆಯೋನು ಯಾರು? ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇವತ್ತು ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರು ಸರ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್ ಏನು ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿಗಳು ಕೊಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಅದು ಇದು ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ರೈತನಿಗೆ ಆ ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋರು ಯಾರು? ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಆ ರೈತನಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಆ ನೆಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ ತಂದೆ, ನಾವು ರೈತರು, ನಮ್ದು ರೈತ ಭೂಮಿ ಇದೆ, ನಾವು ಬೆಳೆ ಬೆಳಿತೀವಿ, ರಾಗಿ ಬೆಳಿತೀವಿ, ಜೋಳ ಬೆಳಿತೀವಿ, ನವಣೆ, ಸಾಮೆ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಿತಿದೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅದು? ಎಲ್ಲಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅದು? ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದ್ ಜನ ರೈತರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಜೋಳ ಬೆರಳಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ದುಡ್ಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೈತ 40 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಮಾರ್ತಿರೋದು ಅದನ್ನ. ಬಟ್ ನೀವಿಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ವೈಟ್ ರೈಸ್ಗಿಂತ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡೋದು? ಹೆಂಗ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ? ಯಾಕೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ವೈ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅವೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್. ಆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಬೆಳಿತಿದ್ರು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ದಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 1950 ಟು ಟಿಲ್ ಡೇಟ್, ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ 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 ಅಂತ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಬಟ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬೆಳೆ ಬೆಳೆಯೋನು ಯಾರು? ತುಂಬಾ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಜನ ಇದನ್ನ ಬೆಳಿತಿರೋದು. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಯಾರು ಬೆಳೆಯೋರು? ಬೆಳೆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಫೈನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ 8 ಜನನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ರೂಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ದ ರೂಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ರೈತ ಕುಟುಂಬದಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಐ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಫೇಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಅ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಅಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಇಸ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಏನ್ ಬೆಳಿತಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅವನು ಯಾಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೆಳೆಗಳನ್ನ ಬೆಳಿತಾನೆ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅವನ್ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬೇಕು. ಮಿಲ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವನಿಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ultimately the government I think they have taken a lot of measures. Of course I'm not blaming the government. ಆದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣ ಇರಬಹುದು ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಶಾಲೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಮೈ PhD ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ಸ್ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ was going to lot of schools. ಈ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ I had divided comparative study with rural and urban schools. ಇವತ್ತು ಇವರು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ವಾಸ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ನಾಕ್ಸ್, ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಚಿಕ್ಕೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ರೂರಲ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸೋದು ಯಾರು? ಐ ಅಪ್ರಿಶಿಯೇಟ್ ಸರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಸೇ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೆಸನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ರೂರಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್? ಐ ಅಪ್ರಿಶಿಯೇಟ್ ದ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಮೆಜರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಮಿಡ್ ಡೇ ಮೀಲ್ಸ್. ಮಿಡ್ ಡೇ ಮೀಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬರೀ ಬಿಸಿಬೇಳೆ ಬಾತು ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಿಡ್ ಡೇ ಮೀಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಲಾಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ. ಬಟ್ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳ ಕಡೆ. ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ. ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ದ ರೂರಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್, ದ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಕುಕ್ಸ್. The school itself cooks there. So ಏನನ್ನ ಕುಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ದೆಮ್ ವಿತ್ ಕುಕಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಷರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ತಲುಪಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶ. ಮೂಲಭೂತ ಸೌಕರ್ಯಗಳು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನನ್ನ ನಾವು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸಾರ್ಥಕ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಗೋ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದ person who's growing and who's actually should eat. So always specifically and telling that about kids, yes, for me it is basically allige hogbeku. We should reach the root cause and give them what is the importance of millets. So ivat ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಏನ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಇದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸಂದೇಶ ಮುಟ್ಟಬೇಕು, ರೂಟ್ ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸಂದೇಶ ಮುಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾತಾಡಿದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಹಾಲಪ್ಪನ ಮನೆಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆ ಬರ ಅಂತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರೈತ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳಿತಾನೆ ಅಥವಾ ಬೆಳೆಯೋಲ್ಲ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಬರ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ ಯುವರ್ ವ್ಯೂ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. Now we are open for discussion. The audience can throw your questions and you can specifically address your question to the panelists and they will take it. Yes.
Ma'am, I was also wondering, how about government adding it as part of the ration given to the poor people? I mean,
See, just when Pavitra says that, midday meals it's not obtained, the reason is the cost factor. The government has fixed X amount. Within that X amount, I can't get my millets. We would love to give millets. It's just the cost factor that's binding us from including it there. But even including it now, the mindset, is a child willing to eat? See, even your ISKCON Bisabela bar, out of 10 children, I'm sure 2 of them don't like it. Or 3 of them don't like it. You won't believe the surplus rice, like the minister was saying, there's so much rice. It even flows into my house. My servant says, Akka, ivlo irukka, innaka pannato, eppidika visredikito, vechukokka. I feel I'm guilty to take her ration rice. She says, no, at least use it. That's the amount of surplus rice we have. And only love that I have for millet is we are growing rice at the cost of groundwater. Leave alone the topsoil water, the groundwater. So when I am sucking my groundwater a few years from now, definitely we are going to have a war for water.
And millets is very easy to grow.
Yes, so if we switch on, I was only a ragi eater. Ragi only is not millet. And with this 4 years of knowledge that my colleague brought in, I have tried lots of experiments. And I'm a milleter because I buy 2 varieties every month. I buy little because 1 kg because I can't keep it. It gets worms. So that's another factor that market has to think of, the entrepreneurs have to think of, because I can't buy in bulk. And the more it is polished, the shelf life is lesser. So how do I, as a housewife, as a mother, as a midday meal supplier, how do I put this is a big question mark. Yes, internationally it is done, but ground level teething difficulties are plenty. Open to questions from the audience.
Just for the knowledge of everybody, the kind of money which is getting pumped this year to solve all those doubts. I was at the Orissa Krishi Kendra 2 weeks ago. The central government has granted 2,000 crores just to Orissa, which is a very, very small part of consumption of millets. It is, that amount of money is being pumped by the central government and it has been made a part of 30% of the year's agenda for every chief state minister across the country. There are FPOs being set up for farmers. In Orissa, in Karnataka, respectively, there are close to 25 to 30,000 farmer FPO. FPO means a food processing unit. They are reaching out to larger organizations, telling them that if you are ready to buy millets, then we are ready to even put packaging units at a subsidized cost, which doesn't cost the farmer anything. The third and the most important thing is there is a PLI scheme which has been introduced by the government last year. So if any larger organization is producing an FMCG product, which is any food product, which has more than 16% millets, they get a subsidy. So ITC, Hindustan Lever, PNG, Marico, Britannia, in 3P, there is third-party manufacturing facilities where we go and manufacture. All of them have now ventured into millets. The way you will see this wave of the International Year of Millet flourishing in the next 2-3 months, trust me, the work done by the government is phenomenal.
I would like to add a few points. One is, I think they are trying to bring it into the public distribution system. I saw in the net also. So they are trying to bring it to as a main cereal grain for the thing. So that is one. And ma'am was asking about the rancidity. It gets spoiled very fast. That is because of the good fats, that's why it's getting spoiled fast. So whenever the food is not ultra processed, it doesn't get spoiled fast. But since it is very good, it is of the goodness of the fats that is there. The best way to do it, you can store it in the refrigerator, in a Tupperware, in an airtight Ziploc maybe, and then put it in a Tupperware or any other, where the moisture doesn't go in, and I think you can extend the shelf life for another 6 months. Thank you.
I would like to pose my first question to Doctor. As Sreemathy ma'am was saying that thyroid with millets, etc. Can you enlighten us a little bit about how thyroidism can be controlled, the consumption of millets?
Most of my patients, when I tell consume millets, they say that, sir, they will type millet and thyroid, and the first thing that will come is don't consume millets in excess, may lead to goiter. So the major issue with respect to that is that I don't think anybody is there who will consume millets as 3 meals and everything will be only millet, which is what is likely to cause, because the way you prepare it, the way you cook it, and the time it was happening was also, there was lack of iodized salt also at that time. So nobody has done research in the last 10 years to say that millet and thyroid are related, because millets are not available at all. So if anybody tells that, this is the cause, I will tell them, show me the study. As a scientific person, the only thing you will ask me, show me evidence. What is evidence that you are telling that it is written on the net? That is not evidence. In the net you can find anything. So first of all, that is a myth that it will cause. Second thing is, as the thyroid requirement depends on your weight. If your weight is more, your requirement will be more. Many of my patients will come and tell, sir, I am 50 kg, you are telling me to take me this much amount of thyroxine. Same person, 75 kg, has to take almost 1.5 times the same amount. So if they lose weight, their dose requirements come down. So I tell them, consumption of millet, and you lose 5 kg, I will reduce your dose by 25 microgram. So in that way, they realize that, okay, this will help me weight loss and reduce my thyroxine requirement. And it is never a cause. It is not going to cause thyroid problem. The other thing is that when you consume it in the morning, and there is a less gap between taking the tablet and the food item, any food item which contains protein is likely to bind to this hormone. So it will make that hormone less effective, so your thyroid problem may increase. So I always tell them that consume after 4 hours, because calcium content, magnesium content should not be consumed within 1 hour of taking the tablet. So I always tell them, consume millets as lunch or dinner if you have a thyroid problem. You cannot get any issue with respect to thyroid. In fact, it may improve and your weight may come down and will prevent you from developing diabetes and hypertension and obesity related issues.
Thank you, doctor. So now you say bring down weight and automatically it will bring down your dependence on the hormone. Any questions from the audience?
Yeah, I have a question from the chef. So, like we all are talking about the goodness, we all know to some extent. But when it becomes tough, is that how to make it palatable? Like we are talking about the kids and all, everyone. And the first thing the kids want to see is how the food looks. So I would request you to please share a few tips so that we can make it more interesting and palatable.
Sure. When I was talking initially, I was talking about this, that because it is full-bodied, because it is heavy to the palate, that's where the taste part of it does not appease a lot of us. And that's where is the time to mix that thing with something else. So you give it in smaller parts, and that mix is a smaller part of this and a larger part of something else, or a larger part of this and a smaller part of something else. Like somebody was talking about chickpeas, granola bars and things. Here we are adding a sweetening agent to the palate. And so the taste part of this millet becomes an aftertaste. It does not come in the first part of it. You want to make it a little lighter, the best thing is you ferment it. You ferment it, make it as a sauce. When you talk about becoming it as an accompaniment, as a relish, and as the main part of it, then you are giving it in all three parts. As to please your heart and the brain both. The brain says nutrition, heart says taste. So you get that, right? I can give you examples when you cook, so that's how it comes in.
She thought you will give her a toolkit. Say step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. It's still
I've
not
also
open.
been asking Chef for recipes. I think we'll ask him later to send us a link or something for...
No, I think it's his secret. He will not let it out. So that, okay. Any question? Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, yesterday I had been to MS Ramaya for the same symposium, and I tasted a few delicacies placed there. But what I observed personally was that they did really good with the dessert and sweet session, whereas there was something called as millets chicken biryani. So while comparing it with the actual biryani which we cook out of jeera rice or basmati, do you really think millet will provide the same taste, because it was not that good yesterday? It was my personal opinion.
No,
You are talking about mimicking. You are talking about replacing a character. So you are comparing about a character. I am talking about, or the person who's prepared this millet biryani is talking about a new ingredient as a millet. Do not compare it with rice, number one. Number two, good food depends with various people, you know. Somebody says good food has got a lot of chilies. Somebody may say, no, good food has got no chilies. Somebody may say good food is meat and somebody may say vegetarian. So you may say good food is rice, chicken biryani. For somebody may be a good millet chicken biryani. It is very, very indigenous to indigenous people. That's what
Is it possible to serve the same taste as it is in rice with millet? Or was it the mistake made?
It is possible unless or until you know the characteristics of the ingredients what you are using for cooking. You should know the characteristics of the ingredients. Unless or until he is not going to use it. Take it for me for granted.
Very true. It has to be, the culinary process has to be the same, right?
Okay, I also wanted to share a few things on the millets. Millets, it's okay, I can come. Millets was a poor man's food 40 years back. 45 years back, it was a poor man's food. Do you all agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, my mom's parents were living in village. My dad's parents were living in city. So I had an opportunity to eat the millets family as well as the idlis, dosas, the lentil varieties, everything. Yeah. But then, 45 years back, these millets were not treated well by whom? By all of us. We are the reason. We should be blamed first for leaving the millets like an orphanage, and now we are talking big about millets. This is there in our culture. This was there much before in our culture. Yeah? This was a staple food for us. We use this, and now we are talking about the applications of millets in various formats. Why? We didn't carry our culture properly. So I request, the introduction of food for human beings is through whom? Through mother. All you mothers have to take this as a lead, and if you all can think it is possible, it's possible. If you all think it's not possible, it's not possible. We only come here, we work, as a chef or as whatever, as nutritionists or as actors or whatever. First of all, I would like to bend down. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge. It was a fantastic learning lesson for me. Me being part of this one, I really enjoyed the section. But at the same time, I also want to really nail it that mothers have to take the role back again. It's mothers are the one who can actually build the millets or break the millets, not the farmers. Yes, of course, the farmers are the one who are the godfathers. I'm not bringing. I actually respect. I'm with the same wavelength like what she expressed to all of us here. I'm in the same wavelength. I know. We connect in the same line. I really admire and like the way how she expressed. Farmers have to be treated like a god first. Yeah. And then the interaction have to be from all the mothers. If mothers give something, definitely the children are going to taste it, eat it. And today's children may be much more demanding. Why? We are leaving them to go to that level. We have to be blamed. See, parenting in India. Sorry, let me finish. Parenting in India is a big subject now. Was there 40 years back when you were young? No. We were just listening to parents. Isn't it? I right or wrong? 40 years back. I simply follow the instruction of my parents. But today, my children are questioning me. We have to be adaptable also. At the same time, we leave children to the play school. Why? What for? Is it necessary today? I will not agree. Instead, you keep them in your houses, teach your values, ethics. Food is what is going to be there with them till they breathe last. That's the age, the tender age, below 5. The mind is really rotating. Whatever you say, the children will adapt. So that's the time where you have to use it, incorporate all our family values, ethics, which we are not doing now. It's we are the one who have to be blamed here. I am nailing it. Yeah?
Chef, do you have it on your hotel menu? Millets?
Of course we have.
You have.
Yeah, you can see that also now here.
Today we have it, but otherwise on your
You come on anytime. You come on anytime. Yeah, I have it.
Awesome.
That's good. Points to
I just share my my feelings, my expressions. Please not take me wrong. I'm not here to pinpoint or narrow down or tell you have to do this, you have to do that. I'm not a person like that at all. But I just thought I have to tell this to a gathering like this so that it reaches outside the boundary. Yeah. Thank you all.
So I have 2 points to make. One, we are in the era where the 70% of our panelists themselves are women, and only 3 of them are men. Okay, so all these women who are sitting here and kids are back there, who's going to take care of them? 1 point. So I think there is an equal participation these days from the fathers and the mothers.
I want to go to this. One second. Today, we are all living.
I think this is going out of control. We're deviating from the topic. And second point, sir, this was my first thing. And the second point is, sir, that where we are actually facing a problem wherein we can see so many people coming from the market and products are there, wherein we are trying to make our life convenient and talking about the products. Like we have certain ragi chips, she was ragi bites. So where we are looking forward for the things that has to be convenient, it is actually difficult to procure, to make it. So for that purpose we were just trying to, and for that matter you also being a chef, you can just share some recipes which we can incorporate in our day-to-day life and make our life.
Like already chef had told, we chefs would like to play with different ingredients. Yeah, we would like to play with different ingredients. That's our rule. Yeah. So we always like to, in fact, millets are not a new ingredient for us. We have seen it much before. And we have used it in our applications. Why we could not be able to take it to the commercial establishment that these millets are? There is a challenge. I will tell you. Okay. Why? Because when you come to a hotel, you come for an enjoyment, to delight yourself from your regular monotonous schedules or habits of eating habits or whatever it is. You come for enjoyment, right? When you go to a hotel. So you don't want to just eat the food what you ate in your house in the hotel, right? And for example, can you keep a stool in Wonderla, inside Wonderla? Can you keep a stool inside Wonderla? Because Wonderla is an amusement park. Children go there for play. Similarly, hotel establishment like this, when it's commercially attached, okay, that's why I said I told mothers have to influence the millets. I already told mothers have to influence the millets. Now, okay, we chefs, when the guests come down here, they look for many other things, not the one what they do in house. Yeah. So I can't really keep a millet buffet or a millet a la carte menus. I can have an option ready. Yeah. So I would also like to market. There are now a lot of guests coming in and asking for healthy food. That percentage, I will say, from 20, it has gone down to 30-35%. I'm sure in the coming years it will increase. Why? Because these people know, these people give importance for what they eat. The rest, I'm not saying the rest are not giving importance. The rest are thinking, okay, today I'm going to hotel, let me enjoy. And tomorrow I'll go back and burn the calories.
Can we give audience the chance? I have two questions. Sorry. Yes.
On fun. You've been a little serious. You've been talking about Mother Snow. So this is Mother Earth giving you ready-to-eat seed. You have to cook that.
Okay. Any questions from the audience? Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
I was
Hey.
Yes,
please.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you to the organizers. My name is Rebecca. I head the Division of Nutrition at St. John's, and I've also taken over from Dr. Sundavalli as the convener of the Bangalore chapter of the Nutrition Society of India, which is one of the most active body in India, I can say, and it is a privilege for us to be involved with all of you. I think more than a question, I've listened to all of you. I think one thing that we should really remember, and like many people have said, Priyanka, and many people have said, as much as possible, bring the millets and see what we can do at home. Because as a public health researcher working a lot with childhood obesity, I'm worried about sugar. And that's what the sugar intake, we call sugar as the new cocaine. So I just want to see as much as possible, chefs, you have to help us. We can be innovative as mothers to bring in as much as possible home cooked food, which we can incorporate in. And I felt I would not be doing my job if I just didn't highlight this factor of as much as possible, make at home. And of course, there is balance making the home with convenience food. But I think what we can also do is keep an eye on the nutritional labeling of a product. I think if that is the awareness we can tell our public and the consumers, I think we'll be. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Well said, Rebecca. Great. Part of the fraternity. Thank you.
I also was wondering if the government, since there are many people from the government, could they probably introduce something like a DIY kit with millet? Because
I think that should be the next step. We could always recommend it.
For new moms, a DIY millet kit where you have the recipe, you have the ingredients, you just put it all together and yeah, I mean, I'm sure that would work, and I think Rasika, why don't you take it up as, or is it already? Yeah, I think it would probably work with new moms. And
yes,
I would definitely use something like that.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. Sundaravandi, KAPPEC, Department of Agriculture. I am Manoj from the International Competence Center for Organic Agriculture, the knowledge partner to the Millets and Organics Trade Fair. But today, I think much more knowledge has been shared from this platform than all the knowledge partner could have done to the government. What I was really amazed was, in a panel with 10 people are there on the panel. Sometimes you have a panel when 1 or 2 would be a little weaker wicket. This wicket will fall kind of. Each of you have made such a nice contribution. Every person has spoken so nice. So let us give a special ovation to this panel.
No. And flattering us, sir, we have not concluded.
Not really flattering. It's so true. And who put this panel together? This is, I know, Sundaravali and the Mount Carmel and the department and Rupa. I think all put together you will make a wonderful cricket team we should send to the World Cup. Everybody will do it. The next cup is ours. I just want to flag one small issue that is pending or perhaps missing is, you see this millets, low glycemic index, good for the planet, good for you, good for farmers, is quite getting taken care of. We have not reached there. We are on a journey. The International Year of Millets is not the end, but the beginning. There's a lot of work to do. I'll just flag 2 or 3. It will be interesting for all of us to focus on, because this is a very wonderful team to flag this. Do you know that the International Year of Millets thing, actually we say Govt of India, FA, etc., but the whole idea is coming from Karnataka.
Yes, sir.
It is in 2017, yeah, please.
Yes, sir, 2017.
2017, 18, 19, the same fair, it was called Organics and Millets, and Krishna Bairigoda and the whole team, and I think many of you were also there. So this is how it started, and the government of Karnataka wrote to the government of India then, and the government of India wrote to FAO, and now United Nations FAO has flagged this. We must all make the best use of this opportunity to take this forward. Now the missing link is, when we talk about farmers, madam, you spoke very nicely about the benefit from for the farmers. The challenge is, when they produce millets, the yield, the productivity is less than 50% of any other cereal. This is a technical issue. Now there a lot of research has to happen. How can this productivity come up? Because see, finally we can talk about the planet, we can talk about food, but farmers have to talk about their economics. They must get money out of this whole activity, and for that productivity is one issue. Second is processing. How do we process? Now, how can we all help them is, at least if we include millets in our daily diet, not all the 3 times like chefs were very clearly spoken. We cannot become tomorrow morning everything is millets. But at least if we include a part of our food in that, that demand will surge so that the prices etc. will also benefit. And plus the research to increase yield, Department of Agriculture is here, so they will take up. So this is one message all of us can carry for the next, not 1 year, a few years for this to happen. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. My name is Kirti. While the wonderful discussion was happening, a little bit about me. I am a mother and turned entrepreneur. I think end of the day, whatever is being produced, the entrepreneurs also play a role in bringing all the things. So before I would talk about entrepreneurship, I would talk as a mother who is from North India. She had no idea what ragi is all about. First time when I saw that, I was surprised that, oh, something like this also is cooked. And I'm proud that my daughter is born here. And I did not have to give her a calcium tablet because I was giving her ragi laddu. And that laddu has become now a mainstream. I have launched that laddu. And because of that laddu, I have changed the habits of mothers that now they are using that as a return gift instead of the chocolates. Wow. So that's the small achievement of a mother turned entrepreneur. And all the panelists, this was one of the most wonderful discussion which I have heard. And for you, Namita, the kit is already ready. We are launching in this trade fair coming soon. Thank you so much.
As we are coming to an end, we are
plant-based nutritionist Kirti. Okay.
So I'm also a nutritionist. So that's how everything just came together, and I am launching all these things considering the problems that mothers face in day to day. And like Chef said, for 8 years I was just in my house making sure that my daughter eats well. I left my high-paying IT job just to take care of her, because I think those 7-8 formation years is when I can spend 20 years in my career. I can take care of my daughter for 8 years, let her grow, and then because of her, today I am running a successful business. So I give all credit to her in every platform. Thank you.
Wonderful. As we are coming to a close, okay, yes, there is a question. Yes, sir, Suresh, sir.
Hi everybody, I am Dr. Suresh from GKVK. We have Center of Excellence on Nutri-Cereals. I am in charge of that section. Ragi color was talked about. We have released one variety which is white ragi. Somebody who has issue with the color, they can go use that white ragi, which is as good as, which is having as good as whatever the nutrients are there, all nutrients are there, but the color is white. That myth is there, that color, because of eating ragi, that myth if children are having, we can go away with that. That is one thing. The second thing I want to say here is the farmer producer organizations, that FPOs, it is happening a lot across India. They have targeted almost more than 10,000 FPOs. Lot of money is being pumped in, and a lot of entrepreneurs. She was telling she has become an entrepreneur. So many people are coming. One of the entrepreneur who has come with to us 10 months back, now they have released the convenience foods. People are asking, they need convenience foods. Now they have a brand which is there available with Amazon and Flipkart, ready to cook instant bisibelebath, upma, pongal, pulao, which are all similar to that of our day-to-day pulavs. They are available in Amazon and Flipkart in the brand name of Light Fresh. That is what I want to say here. And healthy options are khichdi, bisibelebath and pongal. We have to relish as a more complete meal along with the millets with a great taste. She was asking for the taste, which is similar to that of rice in biryani. We can get it in bisibelabath and khichdi. That is there. And now people have come up with avalakis, pohas. Pohas are the healthiest forms. We can consume it as breakfast as well as snack. That we can target now. And what I say here is try to avoid polished millets. Try to use it as a whole millet to have a better benefits. And one more thing is the PDS system. Somebody told government has already started PDS system ragi, and in southern part of Karnataka, and in northern part of Karnataka it is sorghum. Being from northern part of Karnataka, I am more loved towards sorghum mudde rather than ragi mudde. My 10 meals a week go with the millets, which is we are accustomed to that meal since from our childhood. Lot of sorghum roti, lot of sorghum mudde are there. We can have different tastes with each millet. One with rice, every day the taste same. To prepare a product with different millet will taste differently. As chef told, the ingredient is the most important thing. We have to see that the ingredients blended are different rather than compared to the rice cooked ones. So that we have to see. And most important here is since Manoj told the productivity issue. I would like to say here, the millet productivity when it comes to picture, again it is a region specific. Ragi we have here, we say 3,500 kgs a hectare, 4,000 kgs a hectare. The same ragi which is grown in UP, they say 1,200 kgs. The production difference, the area difference is there. There, our distribution channel comes into picture. Why can't we sell our ragi across India, and why can't we bring the Bargu, Prosa millet, which is highest productivity in Madhya Pradesh, to our place? So that distribution channel we have to somehow plan to channelize it so that we will get better benefit, and that benefit will directly go to the farmers in somehow. And the government is giving lot of incentives to the farmers, direct debit transfer, it is going directly to the account to the farmers. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, one last, sir, Nikita.
ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಇದು ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು? ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನಾರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಫುಡ್ಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಪೆಸ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ
ಸರ್, ಸಾವಯವ ಕೃಷಿ ಈಗಲೂ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆನೂ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕು. ಸೊ ಮೇ ಬಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದನ್ನ ಖಂಡಿತ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ,
ಪೆಸ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಯಿರಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪೆಸ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಾವು ತಿನ್ನೋ ಫುಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಪೆಸ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಖಾದರ್ ಅವರು ಇದು ಹೇಳಿ
ಖಂಡಿತ
ನೀರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಬೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಪೌಡರ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ 82% ಆಫ್ ಪೆಸ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೂಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಈಗ ಒನ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾನಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಸರ್ಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್. ಯಾ.
So, 3 years back, we started it as, hi, I'm Rupa Mauli, and I support the agriculture department in few of their activities. So, regarding this millet fair. So, 3 years back, we started this as International Organics and Millets Trade Fair. Today, it is Millets and Organics Trade Fair. So, that itself speaks for the journey. We are on the right journey and on the right track. That speaks for millets. Yes.
So can I request my panelists to give their last views? We will start from Doctor and then follow the same sequence. Few last words that you would want to say.
I think we had a wonderful discussion. We all know the saying, health is wealth, and the pathway to health is millets. Millets is wealth.
As I mentioned, cool grain, but we need to bring it back as a staple cereal to our plate. As the fraternity of dietitians and wellness nutritionists, we will definitely promote it. Thank you.
Well, as chefs, we'll keep on creating new foods. Today is millets. Tomorrow these millets will become multiple. So keep enjoying, and I would say that you would get very good food in coming times.
Also, like the minister said, let millet be your bullet, and let millet on your plate, and also make millets a mindset. I think it's the mindset we need to create, like we are mothers. So yeah, it starts with all, at home. Charity begins at home. So we mothers have it all. We have the power, millet power. Thank you.
As a sportsman, I would urge that most of the athletes start using millets on a regular basis so that we will know the benefits of it in a better coming ways. So as a coach, I would urge that most of my athletes are doing it, and I would definitely will take it up forward in the long run. Thank you.
I just want to address the concerns with related, to convenience and the recipes. I'm giving you a quick recipe. That's all. That's what everyone wants. You can either take the ingredients, buy it separately, or I worked with Rasika and have used her millet muesli for this recipe. So just take the millet muesli, combine it with peanut butter and make muesli balls. You can use this as a pre-workout snack, as a regular midday snack, give it for breakfast for kids, increase the number of balls, easy for them to eat, its presentation is good, and it forms a breakfast. They will not skip their breakfast. You want to increase the sweetness, just add honey as well, and that's the easiest for kids. So just want to do it.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಇದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ ಹಾಲ್ವಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮಿಲೆಟ್ ರಾಗಿ ದೋಸೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೂ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ರಾಗಿ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ, ರಾಗಿ ದೋಸೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸೋಣ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Again, I also wanted to solve a concern which came up multiple times, that you all believe in millets, but how do you feed your children millets? As a culture in India, we tend to believe that unless and until you put a lot of effort, you don't make things from scratch, it's not valuable. Trust the FSSAI system in India, the food security authorities. There are many brands out there putting the effort, putting research, going through lab reports, creating products just to make life convenient for those mothers so that they have a work-life balance. They can also go and fulfill their dreams outside. Because it's the women in India who make a difference along with the rest of the forces as well. Trust the brands. It is not necessary you need to make everything from scratch at home. There is somebody soaking it for you. There is somebody removing the husk for you. There is somebody sprouting it for you. They are making the products. Read the nutrition panel, and I can vouch for it that without being 100% compliance to the food safety authorities, it is not possible to release brands in India. Go trust the brands, and especially with larger houses, come for the Organic and Millet Fair. You will find a lot of small SMEs, larger companies, small mom and pop stores who will be making products with millets, and try them out. It's your first step towards it. You can always make things at home later.
Thank you. Just to conclude, again going back to the roots, I think we should all go and educate. This session or panel, whatever we discussed now, it should be documented and it should reach out to the root people actually. And then more and more sessions like this is welcoming, but to whom are we talking to is also very, very important. So thank you for giving this opportunity.
Okay. It was wonderful to listen to each one of your view and an active audience who shared your own views. But I would like to conclude with one thing. Yes, I would like to take the convenient food to begin with and introducing it to my child. Yes, I as a mother need to introduce because I'm making his or her taste. To go back, I'll just take few seconds. The nerve buds, the taste buds get tingled, or the permanent path to the brain is made to that particular taste to what my mother has cooked. So if you devoid your child of that taste, the child will not accept, the child will not build a taste. So today, even if I ask my Kerala friend to eat ragi mudde, she will say, Shantha, should I chew it or should I swallow it? So I go back to say the mother plays a key role. Begin with what is on the shelf, then mother has the right attitude, build in the taste, don't give it up, try a couple of times, camouflage. My chef said camouflage. How am I camouflaging? The scientific knowledge. Am I doing 15%? Am I doing 20%? Am I doing it with sugar? It's more of the research. I'm looking out for my researchers to give solution. And yes, my doctor to say, look, it is advisable. You have to take it and not the pill that will give you, prevent your health. It is your food that builds your health. So it was wonderful. And not to forget my public health administrator to say, home food is ultimately the best. Yes, I am for what is on the shelf, but definitely if you are making it right there, fresh, quick, I can challenge anybody for some of the recipes that I make and nobody says no. Yes, it was nice. Okay, so thank you. It was a wonderful discussion. I hope we are able to put in some of these aspects into practice. Thank you. Over to the organizers.
Thank you so much for the valuable inputs, and I'm sure all of you will agree with me. It was a wonderful panel discussion. A big round of applause, because the knowledge which came from different fields, including the doctors, dietitians, entrepreneurs, really hats off to the panel. And of course, our dearest moderator, Dr. Shantha ma'am. Now we have come to the end of the program. I invite Ms. Ambika N, Joint Director of Agriculture and General Manager, KAPPEC, to propose the formal vote of thanks.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅಶ್ವಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ವೋಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಗಣ್ಯರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ವೋಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. I'll just read it out to you all. Gratitude is not only the greatest of all virtues, but the parent of all others. We are out. This morning we heard from our Honorable Agriculture Minister, culture. Culture is very, very important. It is in our blood. Okay? We should place this wordings on record. Furthermore, I would also thank him for taking his time out in his busy schedule and being with us this morning for this event. Thank you, sir. Also, I am thankful to our director, Puthra GT, for being with us this morning and also constantly guiding and inspiring us for organizing such a unique event. I am also thankful to President Krishi Samaj, Shivayogi Patil sir, for being with us. And a big round of applause, and I place on record the appreciation for the Mount Carmel college team. Principal Dr. Arpana and her team, especially the home science department. Ma'am, I am proud to feel and say that I am an alumni of MCC. I am glad that I am being part of this event. Thank you, ma'am. And I am also thankful to our director, KSSOCA, Karnataka Shetty sir, for giving me an opportunity to be here on the stage with you all with this August gathering. Thank you, sir. This event was not being possible but for the efforts of JDA, Bengaluru and our team. We also place on records their efforts for making this a grand success. Thank you, team JDA and Bengaluru. And oh God, the list is unending, but I should complete it. Kindly give me some more minutes. This gathering has had eminent people from across the various sectors: medicine, dietitians, nutritionists, sports personalities, and I extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you, all the sirs, madams, and all the chefs gathered here, and the media people for covering this event. First and the last would be the Radisson team, which has given us this great opportunity to
organize this event in such a systematic manner. Thank you one and all, directly or indirectly, who have contributed for this event. Thank you once again.
Last point, just read the label because the fiber content will vary how they manufacture the food. So when you see something that is a millet, don't go by the name, because there are many people who make the same millet. You will find the fiber content different. So always look at the fiber content before you are convinced that that is a really good millet. Because I see patients with diabetes coming with sugars increase after eating millets. That is a millet in the form of powder. And unfortunately, there is a mixture of food that will increase the glucose level immediately. So for people with diabetes diseases, please ensure that you look at the label, ensure that they are whole grains and they don't contain refined flour in them to make it more tastier. You can always add 1 spoon of honey or 1 spoon of jaggery if you don't have diabetes. But if you have diabetes, any form of sugar is sugar. You have to avoid it. So please, depending on what is your need, for an athlete it is useful to add 1 spoon of sweetener or a carbohydrate that will increase because it is required. But that is not required for a software professional. So don't compare the same food for 2 different professions, and also look at the form, the content when you want to consume. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I call upon Dr. Sundaravali, HOD Department of Home Science, to propose the final vote of thanks. So with this, we'll end the program.
Hello, one and all. I know Madam Ambika has proposed the vote of thanks, but I thought it is my part because in association with Department of Agriculture, I have to do this. Gratitude to the program and the organizers. So, yeah. Fine. Is it fine now? Yeah. Okay. It's time to say thank you to all those who have made this event possible. First and foremost, I place my sincere gratitude to Shri B.C. Patil, Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Government of Karnataka, for gracing the inaugural session, giving his valuable inputs. Our sincere thanks to Shri Shivayogi Kalasad, Secretary to the Government, Department of Agriculture, Shri Sharat B. Commissioner, Department of Agriculture, Dr. Sister Arpana, Principal, Carmel College, Dr. Puthra, GT Director, Department of Agriculture, Shri M.H. Banthanal, MD KAPPEC, who were pillar of support for this program. I thank Major Dr. Shantha Maria, the moderator and the MC for inaugural session, and all the panelists starting from Dr. Mahesh, Dr. Nikita, Ms. Sreemathy, Ms. Vilas Bhargava, Ms. Rasika Prashant, Chef Nimish Bhatia, Ms. Namita Gupta, Ms. Repti Kamat, Ms. Bindurani, and Dr. Pavitra, who were the backbone of today's event. Despite your busy schedule, you have taken time off to be part of the panel discussion. A big thank you to all. My heartfelt thanks to all the participants of today's panel discussion who involved in healthy discussions and given a lot of inputs and suggestions to make the Year of Millets a pan-India and a global movement. Media, you are the drive masters. To influence the public, without you, any big event will not be a grand success. Thank you for your presence and taking the message to the outside world. Thank you. Our sincere and heartfelt thanks to all the officers who helped us now and past years to be associated with the Department of Agriculture to conduct such events. First and foremost, I thank Mr. Karnakar Shetty sir, Committee Head to ITF 2023, Anuradha Madam, Lalita Reddy Madam, Madam Ambika, Jayaswamy sir, Chandrakumar sir, who had faith and believed in us to work for the program. Is it like home away from home, where they were very understanding and supportive to take this program forward?
I should thank Sreemathy Mitra, Sreemathy Mathura, and Mr. Ramakrishna, whom we were bothering them for funds, sending letters and related work. Thank you so much, Madam and Sir. A big thank you to Chef Kasi Vishwanathan, Head F&B of Radisson Blu, who made it possible to get this wonderful place, which initially was not this place. We have looked at the smaller venue, but opposite. Thank you, Chef. The entire team has prepared a sumptuous lunch with some millets and others you can relish. Both are relish because they have done a lot of good homework, I think. Okay. Last but not the least, my entire team, starting from our Dean Shantha Maria, Dorothy Anthony, Lakshmi, Michelle, Sapna and Swati, along with our final year students, without their support, this must have not been possible. Once again, I thank you one and all. Relax, relish the sumptuous lunch. Request all of you to participate in the Millet Walkathon, which is on 14th January 2023, and the main event, Millets and Organics 2023, on 20th, 21st and 22nd January in Palace Grounds. Thank you. Now, all of you are invited for the lunch.